Hey everyone, it's Kristen. So it's still cooler here, which I will take because before you know it, it's going to be in triple digits, and I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, not only is it more expensive in terms of electricity and water, it just feels miserable sometimes. So I will take it as long as we can get it. So today, Tuesday, yesterday, was is Bartok the Leaper. He's French and he's like an expert in hand-to-hand combat and like fighting styles, but specifically this one fighting style. And he's able to use his powerful legs to you know, leap great distances. I mean, I'm sorry, but he is kind of treated, and especially in the past, treated as a joke because his name alone just seems goofy. I mean, he was let's see, like Tales of Suspense, I think 75, and that was like 66. And he first faced Captain America, but he has faced Spider-Man in the Avengers and stuff before. But he's a mercenary. I mean, you know, he steals stuff for other people, gets paid. He does have a moral compass, though. There was this one time when he was tasked to steal a bunch of children so that their souls could be used to perform some ritual, and he refused. So he does have a moral compass. I guess he's most known for training Gwenpool, like the Gwenpool, that Gwenpool. Yeah, because she, kind of just appeared and she didn't have like any training, so she wasn't really like a very good like hero, could defend herself. So he trained her in, how to do that. So I think he's most known for that. And I mean, of course, Gwenpool's just a cool character because she's like telling him all about himself, and he's like, "How do you know this?" And she's like, "Well, according to your Wikipedia page." So I think that's pretty funny that she comes from, basically our world. So yeah, it says he's a master of, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Savate, a French style of kickboxing. He possesses particularly impressive lower body strength, which allows him to leap great distances, perform astounding acrobatic feats, and break down walls with his powerful legs. Like I said, I'm sorry. In the past, has been treated like a joke, especially in cartoon incarnations. So, anyway, and then for today, oh, okay. I am not going to talk about him again, Morbius, because literally I just talked about him. I feel like just a couple videos ago, so we're not going to spend any time on him today. So, and like I said, okay. I feel like this right here has been the most out of the box character that has been introduced in this calendar, because mostly it's the more well known characters, which makes sense. No X-Men yet, though. Very disappointed. And as I said before, I feel like they're not going to put X-Men in here. That X-Men are their own separate, completely separate entity when they say like Marvel and they do products like this, like a calendar. I'm not sure why, no idea why. It just feels like that seems to happen. I don't know. Maybe because there's so many X-Men characters that it kind of is its own universe. I mean, they have like they have space characters, the Brood, Shi'ar, and Dire Wraiths, and then they have all the teams, X Force, X Factor, just all these, and now they have X-Men, and well, they've always had X-Men and Uncanny X-Men teams, and just like I said, I think it's because they're their own universe, and there's so many X-Men characters that it would be almost like impossible to put all of them in with all the other Marvel characters. So I feel like I finally answered my own question. That X-Men, the universe is so big that they're kind of, even though of course they're on the same Earth, 616 as all the other characters, I feel like they're their own separate entity because of all the characters that exist almost exclusively in the X-Men universe. Like, you don't see Apocalypse fighting, fighting the Avengers or anything, that sort of things. So anyway, I think I just answered my own question. That's disappointing though, but it's still, like, I still enjoy, of course, other Marvel characters. But yeah. So today, or yesterday, would be Kraven. And it's interesting because we talked about Green Goblin in the last video, and he was introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 14. Kraven's actually introduced the issue right after him, Amazing Spider-Man 15. So I feel like that's interesting. So this is from Captain America 174. Stamp also appears Ghost Rider number 8, October 74. Giant Size Defenders number 3, January 75. And this is actually from the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1, September 64, art by Steve Ditko. So, yeah, they just took that image and added a little bit of background so he popped more. So I'll just read this. Now here's one character who is every bit as dangerous as he looks. Kraven has hunted and defeated every wild beast known to man and accomplished that feat alone and unarmed. His speed rivals that of a cheetah, and his savagery and strength are in a class by themselves. Thus we have Kraven the hunter, whose one burning desire is to lure Spider-Man into the jungle and achieve a final victory over his youthful foe. So, and that's true, that he is a very skilled hunter. He doesn't use guns. He doesn't use, like, bows and arrows. He prefers to actually, like, catch his prey and take care of them basically with his bare hands. He drank a mystical serum to give him these powers, and it also slows his aging down. So, and he feels like by defeating Spider-Man, he'll be known as the ultimate hunter. So he actually was the son of an aristocrat who migrated from Russia to the U.S. In 1917 after the Russian I can't say that word. Anyway, after the Russian aristocrats were killed during the February Revolution. That always makes me, like, thinking about that always makes me think of the movie Anastasia, which I love that movie, even though, it kind of is has a dark subject matter. And the Rasputin, I didn't like him. He always, like, creeped me out, which he's a villain, he's supposed to. But, just the whole decaying persona, like the decaying person, I just was like, ew, that's gross. Maybe that also, like, likens to my not liking zombies, because the whole, like, decay and just grossness, I don't know. I think that's part of it. Anyway, sorry, off on a tangent. That's a really good movie, though. For a non-Disney cartoon, it's a really good movie. So anyway, yeah. So he came here with his family. He, like I said, was obsessed with defeating Spider-Man because he felt like that would show him as the greatest hunter. At the same time, though, his aging finally caught up with him. He, was sick and frail, and he didn't like it, so he committed suicide. His ex-wife and his children actually brought him back to life using Spider-Man's blood. And he was not happy about that. He didn't want to be brought back to life. And that kind of being brought back to life with, like, psychotic blood or unclean blood, or in this crazy ritual, basically corrupted him to where he was more, like, leaned more toward on the psychotic side. So much, though, that he killed his wife and his children, only leaving his daughter. Yeah. Oh, goodness. But I mean, you know, he didn't want to be brought back to life, and he just, because of the way they did it, he didn't feel he didn't feel right. He felt just off, and he didn't like it. Like he was hovering between life and death. And Kane, when he became the Scarlet Spider, actually cured him of that feeling, because like he struck him like in the heart, and it like stopped his heart, and then he struck him again, and it restarted his heart, and so his heart was now pure, or he, you know, not technically, not like pure, but you know what I mean. Who was not had the effects, didn't have the effects of that ritual, because he was still, you know, obsessed with Spider-Man and proving his worth and proving to everyone he was the greatest hunter. Oh, and at one point, like he came into contact with Squirrel Girl, and she, like, because he was being mean to, like Tippy Toe, her squirrel, and all the other squirrels. I'm sorry, but just Squirrel Girl makes me just like kind of laugh, because it's kind of absurd, but I guess that's why so many people like her and why it works. Anyway, so she said, you know, what basically she reminded him of what being a great hunter is, you know, actually going after, you know, like worthy prey. So there was like this monster that she told him about, and he vowed from then on that he would only go after like the hunters instead of, you know, hunting like people. And then there there was this crazy story at you know, towards the end, where he made some kind of deal with the High Evolutionary, and had 87 clones made of himself, and basically let them fight it out the One style. Have you seen that movie, The One, with Jet Li? Oh, that is such a good movie. Like he basically is fighting all of his clones to be, or not his clones, but all of his variants, like in different worlds, different timelines, etc., to be the one, the only, you know, the one and only one that's left of himself. It's a really, like, it's a really good movie. Like, I love that movie. So basically he lets them fight it out the One style. There's one left standing, names him the last son of Kraven, and he actually tricks um his last son into killing him by wearing a Spider-Man disguise. So I guess he still in the end was like, I still don't want to be here. Like, you brought me back, you resurrected me, but I still don't want to be here, because he basically committed suicide by having his, you know, son, and using his son to kill him. Oh, another weird fact is that he's the half brother of Chameleon. Like, I kind of had forgotten about that. I don't think it comes up a lot. I mean, obviously in the Spider-Man cartoons, you know, whatever, it doesn't come up, because that would be kind of a weird thing to try to explain and stuff. So anyway, oh, he was a member of the original. Oh, hi, Dazzler, the original Sinister Six. So yeah. Okay, well, I guess on that note, because I forgot what else I was going to say, Dazzler distracted me. So I guess on that note, I will say goodbye for today, and until until next time. Bye. Dazzler, I can't see. Did I actually shut it off? Oh, no. Awkward.